So welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you all of my Foxy figures I've made. Yes, I'm including Mangle and Roxy because, I mean, they're basically just a Foxy variant, but yeah. Okay, so here is FNAF movie Foxy. Now, in my opinion, I think he came out really good. I think he looks really accurate to the FNAF movie Foxy, from the FNAF movie. But yeah, here he is in figure version. Now, I used a tie-dye Foxy to make this figure. And also I do have a tutorial for this guy on my YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure I have a playlist of like all my tutorials if I'm correct, but I do have a tutorial for him as well as a FNAF movie Chica figure. But yeah, here he is. Now I had to do a lot of sculpting on him, as you can see from his cheek like fur and stuff, as well as like his lower jaw, and I had to like sculpt some endoskeleton parts right there, as well as putting like just some random squares and like wires on his endoskeleton feet, and adding like an endoskeleton piece right there. And then I had to paint him, and honestly I think he came out really good. I really like how his eyes came out. But yeah, I overall really like him. I think he looks super cool, even though he's just a regular Foxy, that's just kind of like repainted and has more sculpting on him. I actually really like it. Yeah, that's really it for my FNAF movie Foxy. So I guess I'll go on and show my Grim Foxy figure. So here is Grim Foxy. Now, fun fact, this guy is actually my oldest figure out of all the figures that you see right here, other than tie-dye Springfield in the back. Okay, I didn't point at your head Mangle just for it to fly off, but okay. But yeah, here is Grim Foxy. So I think he looks really cool. He's a repaint to make him look a lot more accurate, because as you can see right here, he looked really bad when Funko made him, so that's why I decided to repaint him, and I think he looks really cool. I decided to use gold paint for like the fire and stuff, but yeah, that's basically it. I also painted his shorts, and I gave him a new body color of red, and I just did some black wash on the silver endoskeleton parts for him. But other than that, that's really it. And as you can see, the paint is chipping off on his hands right there, and right here on the back of his thigh. But this guy is like 2.5 years old, so that is why. Anyways, I guess that's really it for my Grim Foxy figures. Okay, so here is Roxy. This is the next custom I'll be showing you guys, and yeah, this is probably the hardest one that I've made here. Maybe Mangle, who knows? It's either Mangle or her. Actually, no, this one is definitely a lot harder. Forget that. Yeah, she was a lot harder to make. As you can see, I had to like take off the whole chunk of the torso, had to slice the face in half and do a bunch of surgery on it, and just all of that stuff. And same with like her arms. Like, I did not use radioactive Foxy's endoskeleton arms for this. I actually had to cut the joints out of Roxy's arms to make this endoskeleton arm, which is really skinny now that I think about it. But this is like the first time I made an endoskeleton arm, so that's why. I also gave her endoskeleton tail. Looks a bit better from the front, honestly. And then, yeah, her torso can still swivel, by the way. And then she still has all her articulation. So here is it for her arm. It goes the same for the other one. For her leg, it's the same. And also here, I gave her an endoskeleton foot. Her face was super hard for me to sculpt. It was extremely hard for me to sculpt because I just wanted to get it to look good, but it was super small, so yeah. Here's the back of her head. It looks a bit weird, but it's fine. No one's gonna really see the back when I'm displaying it. But yeah, that's basically it for my Roxy figure. She took me like 3 days to make. She was very hard custom, so yeah. But she came out really good looking. Definitely one of my best customs I've made so far. The next custom I'll be showing you guys is Withered Foxy. So here is Withered Foxy, and this guy was actually the first custom I used a Dremel on, and he's not too old honestly, but he's almost a year old. And yeah, here he is. I made him in like a day, so he's not gonna look the best, obviously. He doesn't look super accurate to how he does in the game, unfortunately. But yeah, here he is. And also, if you're wondering where his endoskeleton ear is, it actually fell off, and I have no clue where it is because I had to like move all my figures from one shelf to another, so I had to put them in a container or whatever and separate them, and then his ear just got lost somewhere, so that's a shame. Also, I don't know what I did with his eye patch right here. I kind of messed up because I wasn't looking at the reference pictures enough, and so I thought like I was basically trying to Dremel out his eye patch to have his other eye right here, and then his eye, I'd like make his eye patch out of clay like open, but that failed miserably. He looks a bit weird from the side because of his snout, and then I use some staples on his legs for like his endoskeleton feet and stuff. And then his hook isn't too accurate to how he looks like in FNAF 2, but that is because I had to change hooks for him, because the one that I first made that actually looked accurate to how he does in FNAF 2 was just too flimsy. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna change it, and I just used Rockstar Foxy's hook because I was using a Rockstar Foxy to make my Scrap Trap figure. Yeah, here is my Withered Foxy figure. He's probably my least favorite out of all these figures right here, but yeah, that's okay. I guess the next custom I'll show you guys is that guy. Wondering who this guy is? He is like basically a fixed version of the Nightmare Foxy figure. So I used the bootleg Nightmare Foxy to make this guy, because I don't want to have to ruin the real one, because the real one is actually super expensive, so why would I want to ruin it? So yeah, that's why I just use a bootleg one. I did this for all the other the Nightmare animatronics, like Chica, Fox, and Chica, Bonnie, and Freddy. I have videos on them as well, so yeah, you can go check those out. Now this guy, the reason I didn't take him off and like show him where I placed the other figures is because he has like wax under his foot right now to keep him stable. But yeah, he kind of is fragile, especially with all the clay that's on him, because I had to use air dry clay to make him because I did not have enough epoxy sculpt or milliput. So that's why I used air dry clay, but that just makes him look super fragile. But yeah, I just used clay and just made him look fixed, and then just repainted him. Now shout out to, actually I don't know who, but I was gonna shout out someone, but like, because there was a video I saw that inspired me to make this. I'm pretty sure it was J Cinema, but he had like models of like fixed nightmares or whatever. So I'm like, oh, so yeah, that's basically what I used this as a reference as, and the inspiration for making this guy. But I overall really like how this guy came out. This Foxy figure looks amazing to me. I really like it, and yeah. Anyways, the next and last figure is going to be Mangle. Here is my Mangle figure. Now this figure has a lot of articulation, as you could probably tell. And she was a very difficult custom for me to make, because I've never done a custom figure like this before. And if you're wondering how I made her, I do have like a tutorial video on it. So yeah, I do have like a tutorial video on how I made this Mangle figure, so you can go watch that, because there's a lot of explaining to do it. I don't want to like make this lengthen out this video too much. But yeah, here she is. Of course, she has like a bunch of details on her. The paint job, I think I could have done a better job at, but I don't know, I kind of had to rush it a bit to get the video out. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. The white paint being like super weird looking is not my fault, so yeah, a lot of people got mad at me for that, but it's like, well, it's just white paint, and it just always does that especially when I'm painting on like not epoxy sculpt, but milliput. So yeah, that's why it looks very like weird. But yeah, that's just the paint. This is white paint doing that. And then, of course, she has her tail back there, and her other hand, and the endoskeleton head, which I actually sculpted out of epoxy sculpt. And I had to make a bunch of little tiny pieces, and then a day later, once the epoxy sculpt was dry, I just glued them together to make this endoskeleton head. And then I guess I can show you the articulation. So for this arm, which just kind of falls off a lot, there's articulation right here, and then there's an articulation at like the shoulder area as well. And then for the legs, it's all the same, so I'll just show one. So there's one leg, I guess you could say, at the thigh, and then one at the knee. Same with this one. And then let's take the head off. There's only one ball joint for this endoskeleton head arm, because I wanted to have another one right here, but the joint broke because it was a bootleg joint, so that's why. So just one right here. And then for this back arm, there's a ball joint like there, I guess you could say, at the shoulder. And then one at the elbow, none on the hand, unfortunately. And then you have the articulation, like a ball joint for her tail. But yeah, that's my Mangle figure. Kind of have a mess here, but anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And anyways, peace out. No, oh wait, like and subscribe, because that helps out my channel so much. So yeah, anyways, guys, bye.